when episode 3 opened up, all I could think of is, why is Norma and Robert, why are y'all playing doctor? If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. Back to talk about Palm Royale, episode 3, MAXINE'S like a DELLACORTE. Okay, y'all, and this is the first time we actually get to see Norma in her state, right? In her original state. It is a flashback sequence, so it's not her currently, but we do get to see her talking, and I stan Carol Burnett for a lifetime, okay? And so she's going through this Rolodex, this beautiful gold Rolodex. You can tell that she is sending out, you know, some sort of correspondence, and immediately she calls Robert, her caretaker, house guest, whatever you want to call it, and she's like, are you still mad at me? Are we gonna play doctor? And I'm thinking, doctor? Next scene, we've flashed to present day. The room is in disarray. Everything is just strewn about, and we know that's because Norma embolized and so on. Okay, so my other question, you know, as the episode went on, is what could possibly be in this Rolodex that has everybody on edge? Why does everyone want this Rolodex? But let's get into the episode. So we wake up and it's Robert playing his trumpet, the wake up call, and it's like, okay, multi-talented. And can we just get in for a moment to Mr. Robert Diaz, played by the Ricky Martin, and talk about just how amazing he's looking. I was like, is this being photoshopped? Is he airbrushed? Could he possibly still look this good after all of these years? But I mean, it's giving, honey. So again, you remember Maxine had fallen asleep at the no-tell motel on the little cot by the pool with the beach chair, and she wakes up to all of her designer goods being thrown into the pool. I said, now, man, look, you didn't have to throw them in the pool. I don't even know if you can get chlorine out of that. Some of that stuff seemed to be couture, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that all goes. All the beautiful gowns, honey, in the pool, and she's now unhoused. Maxine ain't got no place to live because she paid everything but that rate for the room, okay? And so next we go to the nail salon. We know we've been meeting Mitzi here and there, but Mitzi is the nail tech for her. And Mitzi's talking about a bad breakup. You know, we went out to dinner, or we got busy. We went out to dinner, then he broke up with me. And Norma said, you went to, you had the ex before you, before you got the meal? And she's like, whatever. So next we have the fashion showing. Maxine, you know, drops in unannounced. Okay, she kind of crashes it, and they start talking about the beach ball that Norma throws every year, and what's it going to be this year because Norma's not here to host it, and it's a big grand event, right? And so they start talking about, okay, well, we need to talk about it, we need to discuss it, and so Maxine is like, well, why don't we all meet at the club to talk about it? We can't meet at the club today because of X, Y, or Z. Let's go to your house. Dinah says, yes, Maxine, let's go to your house because I'm sure the ladies would love to know where you lived. And it's like, Dinah, you cow. My thing with this whole situation is Dinah knows that Maxine has all this information on her and she still treats her like this. I'm like, she got the wrong one, because Maxine is not playing this information appropriately, honey, to get what she's trying to get done. But nevertheless, she agrees and she's like, okay, come to the DELLACORTE mansion. And I'm like, girl. Aside from that, when they get up that morning as well, she is on the cover of the shiny sheet for the auction and the $75,000. And so now she's the one to know, honey. People are going to want to know who Miss Maxine is. The move-in. So now she goes, honey, to the DELLACORTE mansion. Robert's there and he's like, what are you doing? She's like, get out, Robert. He's like, you get out, and again, we're gonna have a war of the wills. He lives in the pool house, so it shouldn't be quite an imposition, but baby, Maxine hasn't found a place that she can't break into yet, because when I tell you she shimmied through that gate to get in the mansion, a mess. And so now she's gonna keep the house. The battle will ensue between Maxine and Robert, and we see that play out especially. Now, what I thought was interesting this episode and what kind of comes out is that I believe in my heart that Mr. Dougie is a whole philanderer. They're talking on the phone at one point about moving into the mansion, you know, and he's kind of hesitant, but all the while they're on the phone, honey, he is watching every woman, anything in a skirt, honey, that walks by. And I said, oh, Dougie. Dougie, Dougie, Dougie. That does not bode well, honey. And Maxine is just in a dream. She's like, he chose me. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. I don't know if that is the prize, okay? He needs help, right? So she knows now Linda was from society, and she knows she's about to host this party, but there's no food in the mansion. They don't have a caterer. It's so last minute. And so she reaches out to Linda, and Linda is having like a sister circle. And so she goes to Linda's sister circle, honey, and they're talking, and Linda opens up about being stood up at the altar, you know, being jilted at the altar from someone she, you know, loved and was supposed to marry. And, you know, then we start hearing Maxine talk about, you know, how her husband chose her, and she doesn't really ascribe to any of the feminist ideals that they are spouting in this circle. And my thing is, I can see both sides. I could see the feminist side of it, and I can see like kind of the traditional housewife and how there's such a juxtaposition, but they really are in alignment, and how people's personal experiences so shape the way that they see the world. And so I thought that was really kind of an interesting takeaway from the story, as there is such levity to it. I do still think that they are kind of tackling some important themes and issues. So anyway, next, Linda is like, okay, come help, or Maxine is like, Linda, come help me. So Linda comes, and, you know, a beautiful tablescape, beautiful towers of seafood. I mean, it's a whole spread, and it is gorgeous. And then immediately kicks Linda, aka Penelope, out, because the ladies are coming. Get out, okay? And so she kicks her out, and Penelope wanders on over to Robert's, okay? And then they begin to partake and have a drink together. And I'm like, does Linda like him initially? I mean, you know, that'll all come out though later. So anyway, they get there. Of course, all the ladies come in dropping their drink orders, and she is like, I have no clue what to do. She goes and asks Robert and Linda for help, and they're like, you'll figure it out. There's a little bartender guy back there. And so she manages to do it. And Dinah takes every chance that she gets just to kind of berate and belittle her, which I think is so gross. All of the, again, I don't know why anyone would want to be in this circle of women. They are literally just so gross. Comical, but gross. And so they're talking. And so the ladies leave. Maxine stays, because of course she wants this beach gala, but she says in order to partner with Maxine on this, she has to get the gold Rolodex. And this is when my mind started going, what's in this Rolodex, honey? It's more than some guests. It's more than just names, okay? And so she's like, if you do that, you're fine. And then she drops the bombshell that Dougie has been disinherited by Auntie Norma, okay? So all of her money is going to the big cats. None of it is going to them. And so immediately, Maxine is like, what am I going to do? I done spent all this money I do not have, thinking I'm going to have a payday. And I was thinking the same thing, honey. You going to jail for that. And so after all of that said and done, Dougie makes it home, honey, and they get bucky naked. And I said, I guess sex solves everything, honey. Because listen, they were screaming all the way to the moon and back. And so as they're getting bucky naked, Linda, kind of aka Penelope, creeps out of Robert's place, and she's holding the gold Rolodex, honey. So she got the Rolodex. Now, why she needed so bad, we will find out. But you guys, that was it for the episode. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Are you into it? I am definitely into this show. It is so fun, and I'm enjoying it. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video.